the Will Smith smacking the shit out of Chris Rock.
Man, smacked the fire out of his face.
Wild, bro.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay. Okay. So we are here to give a documentary out, to give an Oscar.
Let's get into it, right? Because right now I was looking online, and there's so many people who are like, Will Smith's in the wrong, Will Smith's in the right. Yeah. And at first, I was like, Will Smith's in the wrong, right? Because I took it from the just superficial, because I didn't see the acceptance speech, and I didn't know that, I guess Jada Pinkett Smith, she didn't shave her head just for fun.
No.
She has alopecia, which is the balding thing that a lot of men get, but women get it as well, where their hair falls out.
Yeah.
I looked it up to see if there was any like actual life-threatening risks involved, but it seems it's just like an autoimmune disorder that causes your hair to fall out, and that's about it.
I knew someone that wife had this same condition. And yeah, I mean, it makes you very, very self-conscious, right?
Yeah.
Especially being a super famous person like her in a very high-profile relationship.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think that a lot of people are trying to take the side of like, oh, he assaulted her. But like you said, I really tried to think last night, and I was like really sitting there and being like, okay, what would it take for me to have an immediate reaction like that? And I put myself in Will Smith's shoes.
Yeah.
And at first I would be laughing. But then if I genuinely looked over at someone like my girlfriend, like I have undoubtable love for her.
For sure.
And I'm not afraid to admit that. And like, if I looked over and we were both super famous on the world stage, and I look over and I see her in a feeling of complete like embarrassment and self-consciousness, that would immediately cause me to probably do the same exact thing, because you're not what it's either you get up and start yelling, or you get up and just act, because it's like, the only way you can show that person you love that everything's all right is to immediately
put some action behind.
Put some action, because it's not like you can just go and be like, it's okay. That's not going to do shit. But if you got up and smacked the shit out of the dude.
So this is my thing on that, right? You got to think about all the shit he's been going through as a man in general.
Yeah.
Right? The whole August Alsina stuff.
Yep.
Her kind of just saying publicly that, they had an open relationship.
Yeah.
And then him being like such a famous guy, a good looking dude.
Yeah.
He could probably get any chick he wants down there. And it's like his wife is kind of embarrassing him in front of everyone.
Well, he's been a running joke ever since that came out. Like, people lost hella respect. I lost some respect for him. Is when you watch these podcast videos that she has where he's on it with her and they're talking about it, you look at his face while she's talking about it, and he is just defeated. It's not like he's like, oh, like we're like, as long as she's happy, as long as she's happy. He looks like he's like humiliated and defeated. Yeah. So I don't think it wasn't that I lost respect because they decided to do that with their relationship, but I lost respect because it looked like he clearly did not want it to happen, but she did it anyways. Then the open relationship was the cover up.
She's belittling him as a man right in front of him.
Exactly.
And he's not like doing anything to stop it. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, because it's not like people can have open relationships and like there's no judgment cast, but then like when you look at his face and see just like utter defeat as a man, it's like, okay, clearly what she's saying isn't really how it went down, because like she's like openly being like, yeah, like I had sex with August Alsina and it was this wonderful moment, and like openly talking about having sex with another man, and he's sitting there just like taking it to the face. So I think that like this incident was a buildup of a lot of,
most definitely,
because he's been the butt of the joke for hella long since that's happened.
And then you got to think about this. This was kind of before our time too, right?
Yeah.
But she used to be somewhat in love with Tupac, right?
Yeah.
So you have the Tupac situation from way years back. That's probably suppressed emotions that he has.
Yeah.
Then you have this whole August Alsina stuff.
Yep.
I'm sure there's been stuff in between that has happened in the
For sure.
relationship. He is probably like, it didn't matter who it was. It could have been anyone else. It didn't have to be. I think Chris Rock was just
The straw that broke the camel's back.
exactly right.
Yeah.
He was just, okay, you're the one that said it in front of everyone. You made her feel this way right now. Now you got to get it.
Here's the interesting thing, though. I don't think anybody would have expected that reaction from that joke. Like, I understand once you learn the context that she has alopecia, right? And it's like a medical thing, and she's losing her hair, and she's probably insecure, and then all the other stuff. But like making that small of a joke, you know, in a certain sense, I don't think anybody expected that reaction. But then when you look into it and really put yourself in your shoes, it's like, okay, cool. If I was Will Smith and this was going on.
But my thing is, I don't watch Chris Rock too closely. I don't know if he's had like a couple jokes that he's been saying about Will and Jada, right? Because he's a comedian.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, who knows?
Right? There might be like a layer behind a layer. That,
like, where he's been
gossiping or just talking shit. And he's like, as soon as I see this motherfucker, if he say something again, I'm going to smack him.
Yeah. I don't know, bro. Like, it's just because, again, I see where he's coming from, and I could see how I would have that same reaction.
Yeah.
But I think that their relationship is so unique, you know? Like, if it was anybody else, I feel like everyone would then be like, oh, yeah, what he slapping him was totally justified. But the fact that it's Will and Jada and everything that they've gone through, that's the only reason there's two sides. You see what I'm saying? If it was any other couple who were like, to the naked eye, was very like together, super great,
so like,
super
if
great.
It was Jay-Z and Beyonce.
If it was Jay-Z and Beyonce, and Beyonce had alopecia and she lost her hair, and Chris Rock made that joke, and Jay-Z slapped the shit out of Chris Rock, I don't think anybody would be taking sides. I think everybody would be like, oh, well, yeah, of course Jay-Z's going to slap the shit out of Chris Rock.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's Will and Jada and all the shit that's been going on with them, that's the only reason there's sides is because, like, well, bro, like, look at your marriage before you start slapping people. You know what I mean? So I think that's the only reason there's sides. For all we know, Jay-Z and Beyonce could have a way more fucked up marriage, but to the naked eye,
they look perfect.
Yeah, so we're talking about the public opinion at this point.
I just think it was all, and it could have just been him too, right? He was probably like, this is funny, but I've been getting so much shit lately.
Yeah, and I'm over it.
I'm over it, bro. Now I really want to hit someone. And he just walked up and smacked the shit out of him.
Yeah, but at the same time, what about Chris Rock? You know? Like, he was just cracking a joke as a fucking comedian. That's what comedians are supposed to do. Yeah. And the landscape that we're in now, a comedian who is paid to make jokes makes a joke, somebody gets butthurt, and then the comedian gets in trouble for it.
Well, so he's not in trouble for it, right? It's just more like, you're the straw that broke the camel's back, bro. It's like, you know, this is a very sensitive subject already because we all know their situation is probably very sensitive, bro.
Yeah.
Because you got to think about it as like a person yourself, right?
Yeah.
If someone's talking about your wife all the fucking time, that's probably the only way he could probably get through the night, right? He probably didn't want to think about it. Like,
yeah. Because, like, I saw Tiffany Haddish, she had a comment was like, I'm 100% support. What I saw tonight was a man protecting his woman. It's like, I get that, but you also saw a man who has been shit on for the past like year and a half break.
For sure.
It's not like it was just this incident of him protecting. He was also protecting his own name, you know? It wasn't just because that. It was also all that other shit. So to try to like all the people out there who are trying to make it seem like, oh, it's like, oh yeah, it was a beautiful moment of a man protecting his wife. It's like, yeah, you can take that out of it, but it was also a very sad moment of a strong man breaking under the pressure of the Hollywood industry making fun of this man for the decisions that happened in his marriage. You know, so he's been like, he went from like one of the most celebrated men to being one of like the biggest jokes almost. Because you go from having the like picture perfect relationship, like we were even talking about on the last podcast, where like there's no more relationships to look up to anymore. Yeah. And Will and Jada used to be that. And then since that shit happened, it's like, no, I don't want none of that.
Like I said, bro, there's been rumblings and comments and shit made about their relationship for the last 30 years almost.
Yeah.
I'm sure something has happened between both of them that has kind of led to this point and led to everything happening in their relationship more recently.
Yeah. Well, I guess it is more just like a public humiliation on Will, because like, again, imagine we are on the podcast or our girls have podcasts and they're like, yeah, I was with so-and-so and it was just like so much better than Rawled. Yeah. And Rawld, yeah, I love him, but he just didn't fulfill me in that way. And it was such a beautiful moment with this other man. And like, just totally just like.
That would be terrible,
boom, boom, beating you. Cause it's like one thing to cheat, but that's private. But then to bring it on a podcast and like air it the fuck out for the whole world.
But that's their relationship. That's their life, right? Like their whole life is out there, bro. Like.
Yeah, but all the other
she's like admitted she was addicted to porn. She's addicted so many things. Admitted so many things on that talk show. It's just like
it's like interventions are supposed to be with like the small people that matter most in your life because it's a private matter.
But she's having like an intervention,
public intervention where it's like let's just give everybody
too.
all the fuel, So yeah, I don't know. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah, but I definitely think the reaction. Is definitely split 50-50.
Yeah.
For sure. Like, I think there's some people that are saying he's out of pocket, he's wrong for doing that, and then there's some people that are like, I definitely understand, and I would have did the same thing.
Yeah. And I think that it should be that. I understand why people are split because like in our political landscape right now, everybody is so split on everything. But I think that with every issue, there's always variables, and it's more healthy to see both sides and live somewhere in the middle, like kind of what we're doing right now, because we're kind of fluidly.
Yeah, I'm like
I get it, but no. But 100%, but no way.
I feel like I've changed my mind like 4 times.
Same.
I'm like, oh, fuck.
Same. But I think here's what we can say 100% most definitely. If we take the names out of the scenario, if you look over and see someone that you have undying love for and they're hurt, extremely hurt and defeated and insecure by someone else's words, you as a man should and would hopefully have an immediate reaction of either grilling the fuck out of this person or slapping the fuck out of
either
them.
verbal or physical.
And that is understandable. Yeah. And that is 100% commendable. And I think it should be done because that's kind of your job as a man. And if you love someone enough, that's kind of your immediate reaction. But now if we plug in the names of Will Smith, Jada, Chris Rock, then it gets real muddy because there's a lot of other shit going on. So I think that's the crux of it.
The proof in the pudding. Yeah, no, you're right. They are very controversial people.
Yeah.
There's been some controversial things happening with their relationship specifically. So I think that puts it, makes it messy, bro.